Hey guys, in this video, I'll be showing you how to customize profile view styles and properties. Okay, so right now you can see I have a surface over here, I have an alignment, and I've also drawn in a pipe network, which I've shown on my profile view. And you can see I've customized this profile view to look pretty nice. You can see I've set up some values for the vertical axis, and I've also added in some tick marks, and I've changed the font for the entire profile view to be Arial. You can also see down here I'm showing the start and end invert levels, as well as the start and end cover for the pipe. So you're going to learn how to create this profile view by the end of this video tutorial. Alright, so as you can see here, I've created another profile view for my alignment. You can see here. If you don't know how to create a profile view, all you do is click on the alignment and come up here to profile view, and then you go through all of the settings here to create a profile view. But I won't be going over that in this video because I've already covered it in another video on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out. So as you can see here, this profile view has 5 times vertical exaggeration, which is why it looks a lot taller than this profile view over here. And you can see that the font for some of these bands aren't in Arial and they don't look right. So you can see that this band has already been set up properly, and so we want all of the bands to look like this band. And we also want to reduce the vertical exaggeration from 1 to 5 to 1 to 1, just like the one over here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is click on the profile view and come here to edit profile view style. Now what we can do is click on graph. You can see here that vertical exaggeration is 5, so we can reduce this down to 1. And if we click apply, you can see that we now have 1-to-1 vertical exaggeration. So now I can move this up a bit. So we'd also like to reduce the datum a little bit. We'll come back to profile view properties. So we'll come to elevations, and I can specify the elevation range. So I'm going to reduce this down to 10, and you can see our datum has now changed to 10 and our profile view has shifted up slightly. Now I can customize some of the bands to make the font consistent. So I'm going to come to this band here, which is this band on our profile view, the design levels. If you click on this button here, and it's not too easy to see, it'll come up with a dialog box that allows you to pick a band style. And you can see the current style is already selected. And if you click on this button to edit the band style, another dialog box shows up. And this is where things can get kind of confusing. So you can see we have a compose label button for the title text, which allows you to customize this value here, right? This is the title text. You can see we have another compose label here, which customizes band labels, which are these labels here. So let's customize the title text first. So we click on this compose label button, and another dialog box opens. And don't ask me why there's so many dialog boxes. So you can see we have contents as design levels, which matches what we have over here. And we have some other properties like text height, X offset, Y offset, and a bunch of other settings that you can play around with. Okay, so now to customize the font, we come to general. You can see we have text style here. So now I'm going to click on these 3 little dots and change my text style to Arial. This is one of the text styles. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to click apply, and you can see the font has changed. And let's say I don't want this red line underneath my title. So I can come here to layout, then click on component name, and I'm going to click on line. And so what I can do is turn off the visibility for the line and click apply. And you can see if I zoom in here, the line has disappeared, but it hasn't disappeared over here yet. So I need to click OK, and then apply, and then OK, OK, apply, and boom, the line's gone. So yeah, it's a pretty painful process, and you have to navigate like 10 different dialog boxes to customize a single property, but I haven't really found another way for this. So if you do know a better way, then let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so now we want to customize the labels over here. So we're going to come back into this, click on this button, edit. Okay, so right now we have selected major station for labels and ticks, but these labels here are actually minor station labels and ticks. So I'm going to click on minor station, click on compose label, come to general, and you can see it's right now Civil 3D standard text. So I'm going to change it to Arial. And I'm going to hit apply, okay, apply, and you can see it's changed. And so if you try this and it doesn't change, just make sure both major and minor labels are set to the correct font size and it should update properly. Okay, I have just realized something, and that is I don't actually have any design levels because I'm just using an existing surface over here. I don't actually have a design surface. So basically I can delete this band because I'm not going to be using it here. So I'm going to click on Profile View Properties, and I can delete the band by selecting it and then clicking this cross button and hit apply, and you can see that it's gone. And I would also like to move chainage to the top. What I can do is click on this row and then shift it up to the top and hit apply, and you can see it's moved all the way to the top. Okay, so now I'd also like to show the pipe network on my profile view. So I'm going to click on my profile view first, click on draw parts and profile view, then select my pipe object, enter, and then I'm going to select the profile view again, and you can see my pipe is now showing up on the profile view. Okay, so now I want to add invert level and cover to my profile view. So come here to profile view properties again, and I'll remove depth because I'm not using it in this case, and then I'll come to band type and select pipe data. And you can see I can select the band style ANZ invert levels. And I'm getting these preset styles because I'm using the Australia and New Zealand country kit, which I've linked in the description of this video. And you can download the country kit to get these preset styles. So I'm going to add it here, and I'll shift it up and hit apply. And the reason I shifted it up is because I want it to be above the profile title, which is this object over here, even though it doesn't look like a band. So you can see if I delete it, it disappears. So let me just add it back. Okay, so you can see I have this weird gap here between the existing levels band and the invert level band. And that's because it has a default gap value of 12.5 millimeters. So I'm going to set this to 0. And the gap has now disappeared. Alright, so now I'm also going to add cover to the profile view. So I'm going to come back to pipe data, select cover, add, and I'm going to move it up, and I'll remove the gap. So I'm going to set it to 0. And then I'll click on show labels for both bands. And if I come across here, you can see I can select the data source for the invert level and cover. Alright, so if I click on my pipe, you can see that the name of the pipe is network 7P7. So our pipe belongs to network 7. So if I come back to profile view properties, I can set it to network 7. And hit apply, and you can see the invert level and cover values are now showing up for my pipe network for my profile view. Okay, so our profile view is actually looking pretty good now. So I just changed the font over here to Arial. This one is in profile view style, and if I come to title annotation, and then I'll change this to Arial, hit apply, and you can see it's changed. And to change the datum, I come here to access title text, and you can see the value is datum here, and I'm going to change the style to Arial and hit apply. Alright, so now I've changed the font. Now I'm going to add the values on the vertical axis. So if I come to display and I make this box a bit bigger, so I can turn on left axis ticks major, hit apply, and the ticks have appeared. And I can also turn on top axis. And I'll also turn on left axis and right axis. So right axis, left axis, apply. Okay, cool. That looks pretty good. And I'm also going to turn on left axis annotation major. Okay, and you can see the values are showing up now. And if you click on this, you can change the color. So I'm just going to change it to white. Hit apply. And so to turn off this value here, we can click on tick and label start elevation, and I'll hit apply, and that's gone now, and so that looks a lot better. Okay, and I can also remove these grid lines, and to do that we can come back to display and turn off grid vertical major and grid vertical minor. And yeah, that's how you customize profile view properties and style. You may be wondering why the profile view isn't showing values for the start and end chainage values, as well as the start and end existing levels values. I believe this is actually a bug in Civil 3D, and I've searched online for a solution to this problem, but I haven't been able to find any clear answers. And it seems like the only way is to add the values yourself manually. Yeah, if there is a solution to this, then please let me know down in the comment section below. So yeah, that's it for this video, and thank you guys so much for watching.